Hello YouTube, Bookum Dano here. Had another haul video to do. These are some local comic shop pickups. So let's get started. None of these are particularly valuable, um, but they also weren't very expensive. So this is part of a 4-issue miniseries for Plastic Man. This is issue number 1. It's in pretty good shape. Those of you who've seen, I've got a pretty decent Plastic Man run. Still working on that. But here's issue number 2. My earlier videos, I was talking about Super Sons and how I'm enjoying that. This is issue number 2. Again, this is the Dustin Wynn variant. You can see how it's a kind of watercolor done. I really like his stuff. So another thing I picked up at this shop was this is Shadow of the Bat. This number 41. This is an Anarchy story. I'm a big fan of Anarchy, the character, so I generally pick up anything with Anarchy in it. I think I've got a couple copies of that. Here's number 36 from Shadow of the Bat. It's got Black Canary in it. I'm also a Black Canary fan, so thought I'd pick that up. This is Aquaman number 31 from the New 52. Actually picked this up by mistake because I already had it. And I read the story, which is pretty decent. Swamp Thing. And I was thinking that this was the next book in the story, but no, it was the one I had already read before. This is Star Spangled War Stories featuring G.I. Zombie. It's a Future's End story. Don't really know anything about it, but thought it might be worth picking up. This is Batman number 41 from the New 52. I already had a copy of this, but again, the price was right. I think it was $1 or less. This is kind of a special series from Brave and the Bold. This is number 1. Looks like it's from 1991, I think, if I read that correctly. The Butcher and the Green Arrow, the Butcher and the Question. Have not read that, but I like most of the Brave and the Bold stories I've read from the original 200-issue run. That went through most of the Silver Age and into the Bronze. So again, it was pretty cheap, so I thought I'd give it a shot. This is a number 1 issue, Batman and Robin Eternal. Scott Snyder and James Tinian IV on the credits, so I thought it might be worth reading. And I liked that like all the Robins are there. Nightwing and Red Hood and so on. Oh, there's Clayface too. This is Batman the Dark Knight, number 4. Recently become acquainted with the demon, Erdogan, and so he's there on the cover. Like, I mostly grabbed this because I like the cover. But it's an interesting character, and so I was hoping to read more. This is All-Star Western number 9, and I know this story is part of the Night of the Owls from the Court of Owls storyline in Batman. So I thought I'd pick that up. And I ran across these New Year's Evil books. So this is Mr. Mxyzptlk. Thought it looked interesting. Might give it a read. And this one is Dark Side. I don't know how many books were in this series, but I saw them, like the covers, thought I'd grab them. So those are pretty cool. And then I also have a couple of special things from my collection that I thought I'd bring out. These are a pair of Neal Adams signed books. This is Batman 200. Um, this is Neal Adams' first work on Batman, on the title. And I believe he did the cover for this. I picked this book up on eBay, and the seller didn't mention anything about it being signed. Uh, so I don't think the seller was, much of a comic book person. I think the listing was like vintage Batman comic or something like that. Um, but that, I saw in the picture, I think you can see that there. Nice centered signature by Neal Adams. He's got pretty pretty distinct signature, and I'm almost positive that is authentic. Um, so that was pretty cool. I got that pretty cheap, like 20 bucks plus shipping maybe. It's not a real beautiful copy, but for Neal Adams' first work on the title and possibly signed by him, I thought it was worth grabbing. And then last year, um, I went to C2E2 for the first time. My wife and I did. And we actually got to spend some time talking with Neal Adams. There was, for some reason, he's got like a pretty good sized booth with a lot of, prints you can buy. There's stacks of comics you can buy. There's hardbound books, and so on. And there was like nobody there at his booth. We went on Sunday last year. So we, we went there and ended up talking to him for a little bit and bought a few things. We bought, I think, 4 prints that were signed by him. They're not original art or anything. They're reproductions of his work, but he signed them for us, and it was, it gives a pretty decent deal on those. I think we got those 3 of them. Well, we got all 4 of them framed. 3 of them are in our house, and one of them I had him sign to my grandson Chandler, and that is in his bedroom. Chandler's 2. Uh, so anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. So this is, you probably recognize it, Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, Book 1. This is the Neal Adams variant cover, and he signed this. We bought this at C2E2, 87 of 100. He's got it written there in gold ink. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all next time.